Well, hi there, Scott Yonker here, just coming at you from my hometown, Ventura, California, and I just wanted to give you guys a video presentation today on giving video presentations. Some of my friends were commenting on some of my videos and asking me a few tips about how I do my videos, and it really caused me to think about what are some of the things I'm really shooting for as I set out to execute an effective video. A video that's captivating, that's reaching, touching, and connecting with people. And I basically came up with about 5 key elements that it takes that I think are necessary to pull off an effective video that's really reaching and connecting with people. And the first thing I listed is confidence. Confidence is so key because, see, you just want people to relax and trust you and even subscribe to your message. So it's important for them to see that you're relaxed and that you're confident. And if you're not really sure about who you are, where you're coming from, what your message is, you're a little nervous and on edge, people are going to pick up on that. I promise you that. So this is why it's really important to just get in front of the camera, get used to that act of doing presentation in front of the camera. And it doesn't come easy. This is, for most people, this is a skill set that takes serious practice to get good at. But it's definitely a well worthwhile endeavor to attain that kind of skill, because video presentation is about the most powerful way to really connect with people aside from a real in-person encounter. So this is definitely a worthwhile skill, and the more you do it, the more you're going to get better at it, the more you're going to get relaxed and confident, and it's just going to come, all right, as you work on it. Second thing I listed is eye contact. Eye contact is just makes that connection even more powerful, as opposed to me looking off in another direction. I suppose you could do some videos like that. That's a different style. But if you really want to connect with people and make that connection more pronounced, just look right into the eye of the camera, and thus you're looking into the eye of your audience. The next thing I listed is passion. Passion is so vital. It's the life force of who we are and what we do. It gives us that energy and that exuberant edge that I think is just makes things come alive. It's just, without passion, it's just, things are just dead. You're dead. And I always say, whatever you do, do it with passion, or just don't do it at all. Without passion, it's just kind of like having roast beef sandwich without the roast beef. It's just, something's really missing there. Fourth thing I listed is authenticity. Authenticity is so fundamental. I think you really, at the end of the day, people just need to see that you're a real person. And so you pour your personality into it. Don't be afraid of that. Some people say that's not professional. Leave your personal stuff and out of it. But no, I think it's so important to have your personality in that. You could still be professional at the same time. And that's where you're really going to reach people and cause people to relax and just see that, wow, there's going to be more of a relationship there. There's going to be more of a trust and rapport that's developed with that authenticity. And even when you just list silly little things sometimes, mention, some embarrassing thing you did, this morning, or some story, about you, or talk about your dog. My dog's running around here somewhere. Rusty. Yeah, there he is. See, there's my dog Rusty. He's been chasing the squirrels and the rabbits. That's something he just really loves to do. Makes him a very happy dog, getting out here in the nature, running around, being free. And so that's my dog Rusty. So you add little things like that. These are things that stick out in people's minds, especially funny, quirky things, embarrassing things. Some story like some silly thing that you did. These are things that really stick out in people's minds, and it's just, there's just more of a connection there when people see that you're a real person. And it's even part of branding. So authenticity, very key. Fifth thing I listed is content. Content is king, just like everyone says, and it's so true. You need to have substance. You need to have real value, something that's useful, something that's helpful, that's encouraging, inspiring, and so on. Otherwise, there's just what are you doing? You know, you're just kind of lollygagging around. So basically, out of those 5, we have confidence, we have eye contact, we have passion, we have authenticity, and then we have content. So out of those 5 essentials, what would you say is most important? You know, think about that for a second. Confidence, eye contact, passion, authenticity, content. Most people are probably going to say content's most important. And it's true, content, like it's been well said, is king. You have to have substance, you have to have value. But even so, I would say something that reigns even more supreme is authenticity. Now, I've already mentioned about how that is, but think about it. Authenticity, you know, you could be authentic, and maybe your content isn't that great, but I think you can go a little bit further with authenticity, even if your content's lacking, than if someone who has top-notch content and yet it's coming off like a stiff and people just aren't really sure about this person. I don't know if that's going to go very far. So even if you have a little bit of content, a little bit of value, you're a real person, I think that'll go farther than someone who, you know, just doesn't. So but all those things are important. You know, it's important to have all those things in place, so you work on it. Even if you're lacking here, you just keep working on it till you build those other elements up. And so with that, I just want to leave you, besides those 5 key elements, I want to leave you just a few tips on just putting your videos together. Well, one of the things I think is very important is that you're just prepared. You know, you think it through. Most people can't just jump in front of the camera and wing it and expect to pull off, you know, a good video presentation with just a single thought. There's some people could do that, but very few, including myself. I really need to have a well thought out presentation. I really need to think through my message and premeditate on that. Really just, you know, prepare, lay out an outline, sometimes even write up a script that I memorize word for word if I think the message is really important and I want to say exactly just the right points and not confuse it with any other things. So, so preparation is very key. Now, another thing to consider is just the setting up, you know, your lighting and your backdrop. Like right now, I'm outside and the lighting is not perfect on my face. I know that right now. If I turn the camera like this, the lighting can be a little more direct, less shadowing, but the backdrop is kind of not as interesting is this ocean backdrop. So I'm sacrificing a little bit of my lighting to have a little more of an interesting backdrop here with the ocean, see? And so, you know, things don't have to be perfect, you know, with the lighting, but at least you could pretty much see my face. There's nothing more annoying. You're watching someone's video and you can't even see who it is because their face is all shaded out, and you know, you watching some guy who's standing behind a blank white wall like they're in a clinic, and that's just so dry and drab. You know, most of my videos I do in my house because it's a controlled environment. There's less variables to deal with, but when I do it in my house, I make sure that it's a warm environment. It's a nice, warm, cozy atmosphere. That's just another expression of who I am. That's just kind of, you know, even your backdrop is communicating something to the people. So it's important to have personality, you know, even an extension of who you are in your environment there. So these are things that I definitely, you know, when I'm getting ready to do my video, first of all, I'm prepared for them. I've done necessary preparations, and then I set up my environment to have the right lighting, position myself or whatever things to make sure that I have a nice backdrop, and it just makes for a better presentation. Another thing is, you know, you fix yourself up, comb your hair for crying out loud. I see some of these guys, they get in front of the camera and they look like crap, like they just roll out of their bed. And some of the gurus, you know, even do that on purpose just to make a point that, well, your videos don't have to be perfect, and their hair's sticking in every direction and they look like hell. And well, point taken, but you know what? Part of a good presentation is just appearing well kept and making yourself look nice. Unless you're really going for a grunge look and that's part of your style, I'd recommend most people comb their hair, look nice, set up the right lighting, nice backdrop, and you know, it's all part of a good presentation. So these are things that I definitely take the time to do. It's worthwhile, and And those 5 essentials: just being confident in eye contact, passion, authenticity, content, and you just get in front of the camera and you just start doing it. And if you feel, you scrutinize your work, you examine, the takes that you're doing, and if you see that you need to improve on your content, then just work on it. If you need to, improve on your eye contact or pour more of your personality into it, then just keep working on it. The more you do it, the better you're going to get, the more confident you're going to get. It's just going to come. It just comes with doing. So get out there and do it, and I'll look forward to seeing your videos. If you have something really cool that you want to share, go ahead and send it to my YouTube station, and I'll check it out and give you a few comments on it. So until then, I'll see you on the next video, and you just have a great time, all right? See you, bye.